Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Signal Box today. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons wherever you are watching from. Glad to have you with me, and let's crack on with today's video. So I thought what we'd first do is get the bullied Q1 on the move. The Charlie, or the Chonker, whatever you want to call it. I call them Chonkers. Some people call them Charlies. Either way, it's a lovely engine, and we're going to bring it round now. And it's working a freight as its intended use. And there it goes, chonking off in the distance with that freight. And here we go, duckling meets duckling. I don't know why, but people used to call these ugly ducklings because of the way they looked, because of their design. Obviously, as I mentioned, the Q1s were built and designed during the war effort in Great Britain, so there wasn't much parts and materials to make a nice, handsome looking engines. But for what they lacked in appearance, like I said before in the previous video, they more than made up in their strength and ability. But some people call them Charlies, I call them Chonkers, but there you go. They are officially, here is the bullied Q1 running around my model railway today, and she's behaving herself very well, and she's more than capable of hauling that little short rake of wagons there. Very nice. What I will say to you out there, folks, if you're thinking about getting one of these Q1s for your model railway, I think someone did drop a comment on the previous video when I did the unboxing of this one recently, and they said about getting one for their railway, but they weren't sure about first radius curves. I can tell you right here and now, they do not like first radius curves. The Hornby R605 first radius curves are a little bit of a no-no for this thing. It struggles, and the lead set of wheels derail when they go around a first radius curve, so they're not really designed for a first radius. Second and thirds onwards, obviously, yes, but I'd say second radius is about the maximum for this engine. I wouldn't recommend trying it on a first radius curves because you'll struggle a little bit. That's why this loco is limited to the track 1 with the passing loop. It runs perfectly well on either side of the passing loop over there, but it doesn't like the inner track, which has got R605 curves in some places. On the left hand side of my layout, to the left of the level crossing on track 2, all the way around to the other side of the station, there's some first radius curves there, and it doesn't like those too much, so we'll keep it on here. But the main thing is it's running and it's working and it looks good. So we can always pretend it's on its way to Feltham or something like that with that partially fitted or unfitted freight, should we say. Right, I think what we'll do, we'll bring the Q1 to a gentle rest over there in the station. Hold that there, and we'll run something else in a moment. And here comes the Merchant Navy class, Ellerman lines. There she goes, with the rake of Pullmans behind it. And she runs really well. She definitely looks the part with these Pullman coaches coming around now. Memories of those Weymouth specials back in the heyday of steam on the Southern Railway. Okay, so what I've done, I've put the Q1 and the Merchant Navy on shed. So you've got the Merchant Navy simmering away there, just beyond the coaling stage. And we've got the Q1, there she is, the chunker, over there. No doubt Mr. Groom and his colleague are having a chat about the leaking steam valves on it. Yeah, I've put them in the depot in the on the MPD shed. They look quite good there. I'm going to enclose some still shots I actually took a few minutes ago, and they look quite realistic. Okay, coming round now is the 1979 Hornby Vintage Class 29 diesel, the Bobo arrangement. Very unusual looking things, but quite nice looking things as well. I quite like these. And my example was manufactured in 1979 at Margate by Hornby. I don't have the box unfortunately, but this is the one that I scored from eBay on a bid, and it's really in very, very good nick, excellent condition body wise. Quite an unusual looking diesel, but it's quite nice. I like it. And she's in charge of those vans quite competently, and she's away. Just going to throttle her down slightly so she don't run away with herself. Again, based on the prototype of the real thing, the Class 29s, as far as I'm aware, there's not a single one in preservation. They never preserve one of these things, and they are quite a very unique looking diesel. I quite like them, as I said, so another sad fact, but there we go. You can see where they look a little bit like the warships that were on the western region. They don't look the same, but you can see where they get the sort of rough idea. Very the similarities between the style of them. I tell you what, when someone out there, some professor, some scientist, proves that time travel is actually possible and works, and they invent a time machine, I'll be the first person on it. And I want to go back to the mid 50s, early 60s, and see Britain's railways with all these wonderful locos about. It must have been fantastic out there to see these things in real life. I tell you what, guys, I've been loving the stories and comments from my Nine Elms little venture. Some of the stories coming out of those comments from that video has been absolutely phenomenal. It's been really overwhelming to see that so many people remember Nine Elms loco. They worked there, or they went there, or they used to go spotting there as children. That's the stories that got me. I love those stories. But I think the train spotters of today, all they've got basically is these Class 66s and these modern things that are completely soulless, that got no character, and they're just really sort of nothing compared to sort of a vintage diesel traction, but more importantly, steam. That's why I love my little model railway. Like I said, it's not a massive big exhibition layout. It's only a small 6x4, but it recreates a point in time when these things ruled the railway, and with some added modelling scenery techniques in bits and pieces, you can recreate, well, at least I've done my best to recreate the age of steam, and certainly that time period of when you had these type of locomotives and these type of trains running around on Britain's railways. A damn sight better than what's going on now. Another vintage item on this train is at the rear there, that 20-ton brake van. that was available in the catalogue from about 1977, if not before. Again, when I used to live in Leighton in East London, one of my favourite spots as a very small child was to go over to Hackney Marshes to watch the shunting going on at Temple Mills, and used to look over the road bridge at Ruckholt Road, which was known as Manor Yard, and just looking over there you'd see loads of these brake vans, these 20-ton brake vans, all in the sidings on their own or with a rake of normally tank wagons behind them or something like that. But you just don't see that sort of thing on the railways these days. So we have to, as modelers, replicate the best we can. That's my thing. Okay, so I think we'll do a little bit of shunting. So we've got a rake of wagons there sitting on the outlet to the main line, just shy of the main line and shy of the level crossing. We've got a single wagon there. I've got one sitting in the goods shed, and I've got a 20-ton brake van for the rear sitting on the loco pit road. So we need to put the whole thing together. So I think we'll bring out that noisy vintage Margate Fowler 4P to do the job. Got those, gently got those. Nice and easy. Hold those there. I'll throw the right points this time. Right. I think we've got that. Yes, we have. And she's away. Okay, everybody, well, it's that time of the video to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time in another video from the Signal Box. In the meantime, take care, all the best, and see you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.